Andrea Janer is suing her ex-fiancé, 25-year-old Brad Culverhouse, for breaking an apartment lease and for his share of the utility bills.
Seated. Ladies, have a seat, please.
How old are you, Miss Janer?
I'm 22.
Prior to moving in with the defendant, with whom you lived, according to you, for about 2 years, what were you doing?
I worked as a home health aide.
Until when?
Until March of '08.
And when did you become pregnant?
July of '08.
Why did you stop working?
They didn't pay gas mileage. I didn't have the money to go all the way into Worcester, which we lived in Creston, which was like 15 to 20 minutes away, but they were running me all over the town, and I didn't have the gas because I was the only one working and paying our rent and all of our bills.
So what kind of income did the family have? It had his income?
When he did work, it wasn't all the time.
Well, who paid the rent?
He did, or my mom.
So let me understand this. Nobody's working full-time. You're taking money from your mother, and the solution to the problem is to have a child.
Yeah, well, we didn't plan it.
I'm not so sure about that.
I'm sure we didn't plan it.
You don't have to necessarily plan it. All you have to do is be irresponsible.
Well, we didn't plan it, and we were using protection. I was on birth control, and then I didn't have any, I didn't have insurance. I couldn't get birth control, so it wasn't just me, though. It should have been him, too.
But only one of you has the baby.
But there's two of us.
No, but only one of you has the baby. And
Yeah.
who are you living with now?
My mother.
Now 3 of you have a baby.
No, actually, 2 of us have a baby because he doesn't take care of her.
No.
Yes.
No. 3 of you have a baby, but only one person is responsible for her, and that's her.
No, I take care of her.
Mm-hmm. Who works?
My mom does, but my mom works, but I still do what I have to do to take care of my kid. At least I'm there taking care of her every single day, unlike him.
So that's what I'm saying. Only one person is supporting her. That's her. Unless you get aid. Do you get aid?
Yes, I do.
Then I'm supporting her. Me and your mother.
I work
And
for what I have to work for the money and stuff I get.
I get it. I understand workfare. This is your problem. You're suing him for broken promises.
I'm suing him for stuff that I got stuck with.
Right.
Because we lived together and he left me with absolutely nothing, and his daughter too. So I shouldn't have to be stuck with all the utilities and all the rent because he left with no notice.
Whose name is on the lease?
It's both of ours.
Let me see it.
22nd.
And on what date did you leave?
January 30th.
So you have rent due and owing the landlord February, March, and April.
Yes.
Okay, sir. Who's supposed to pay, let's say, half the rent for February, March, and April?
Well, I paid up for 9 months because she didn't have a job. I paid
That's okay.
a
You
deposit.
were living together.
Okay,
you
but
were
I
living
left.
together and weren't protecting yourself appropriately. Now, who's supposed to pay?
I think she should pay the rest of it because I paid for 9 months of it. I mean,
No, you can't just leave. Your name is on the lease?
why can't I leave if it's on?
You can't just leave irresponsibly. Don't speak until you see my mouth close. Because you have a contract, sir. Your contract is with the landlord. You can leave. It's a free country. That doesn't relieve you of your part of the contract. So you have to pay your half of the rent for February, March, and April directly to the landlord, not to her, unless you paid the landlord. Did you?
I was going...
Is not an answer. Did
I'm
you
going,
pay the
no,
landlord?
I did not yet.
Good. His half of the rent will go directly to the landlord.
Now, is that including the deposit that I'm the one that paid for, that I'll be losing out on without a refund?
No, you paid, just a second. You paid the deposit?
Yes, ma'am.
I assume that when you moved out of the apartment, madam, you left it in good condition?
Yes.
Fine. So the landlord has to apply that deposit the last month. You're not going to give it back to him. So it's $750 divided by 2 equals $375. That's what you have to send to the landlord, and you lose your deposit. Got it?
Yeah.
Now, what else do you think he owes you for?
Half the utilities that were due. When he left, there were 3 disconnect notices, and that was like the disconnect plus then I got the new bill. I was on a program called PIP, which was to help us with like low-income families help pay the utilities. And when I got them shut off, the accumulated balance is what my bill is. My electric was $856 after the accumulated PIP balance and everything.
So who does that check get made payable to?
AEP.
AEP. And in whose name are the utilities?
Mine.
Can I see it, please? Utilities. AEP, you have to send them a check for $428.
Why should I send them a check when it's not in my name and I'm the one that paid it up to
I don't care.
That don't
That's
make
what
sense,
was.
though.
Listen to me. Listen to me. You don't use that much electricity in a month. That was an accumulated bill. I don't care at whose name the bill was. You lived there.
But I'm the one that paid it all the time.
You didn't pay it because there was a
Up until that
balance.
point, yes, I paid it.
Up until what point?
Until the cutoff notice, or we was 2 months behind on it. But
You
I'm the
owe her
only one
400
working and
no,
everything else.
You don't owe her anything. You owe AEP half the bill, $428. What else?
The gas was $234.
What else?
The cable was $92.63.
What else?
On January 30th, when I was packing my stuff up to move to my mother's, he came to the house to get his stuff and agreed to give me half of his income tax return because as of right now, we cannot get child support papers started because he doesn't have an address. So they won't serve him with papers until he has an address.
He's here. Serve him.
They told me they cannot do it unless
Let me
unless he
explain
has an
something to you.
address.
Let me explain something to you. You knew enough how to get him served to get him here.
But the small claims court was different than child support. Child support cannot serve papers to him at court unless he has an address to keep getting paperwork from them, and he does not have one.
I can't help you.
But I should get some of his. He claimed our daughter that he doesn't take care of. He has, in a month and a half,
I can't help you.
In a month and a half, he has not given us any money for diapers or anything. That's his child, too.
Absolutely right.
I feel I should get some of his income tax return that he got because
You're
I
not.
was the one taking care of our daughter, not him. He claimed our daughter, got money for her, and still has not seen her.
Courts are not designed to take care of your kind of problem. Courts are designed to take care of contracts like these. Contracts. Not broken promises, not sadness. And I worked in family court for 25 years, so I'm going to do this for you to help you.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Andrea Janer says her ex-fiancé Brad Culverhouse owes for breaking their apartment lease and for half of their utility bills.
Who are you?
My name is Keela. I'm his
Get
new
over
girlfriend.
here. Keela what?
Keela Buck,
How old are you?
28,
Where do you live?
in Apple Creek, Ohio.
Address?
18th Apple Creek.
Is the lease in your name?
No, I live with my parents, ma'am.
Where does he live?
He's been staying with me while he's looking
Right.
for another place.
Hey, you think that they keep me here because of this face? They don't. They don't. And how long has he been staying with you while he's looking for a place with your parents?
3 weeks, ma'am.
Prior to that, where did he live?
He stayed with mutual friends
Why did he move in with you?
because he had nowhere else to go.
What do you mean he had nowhere else to go?
Well, I mean, he didn't have nowhere to go.
I know a lot of people who may not have a place to go. I don't invite him to live with me. Why did you invite him to live with you?
I didn't really invite him. It just kind of happened.
What do you mean it kind of happened? Explain that to me.
He's just been staying with me. I was helping him out. My parents and I were helping him out.
Your parents knew him before you did?
No,
Where did you meet him?
I met him at a bar.
Great. You exercise
But
terrific
you-
judgment. Now, you have a house or an apartment?
House,
How many bedrooms in the house?
3,
Where does he sleep?
with me.
That's where you serve him.
Okay.
Got it? Perfect.
But you gotta
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $966. Out.
Whatever.
Parties are excused.
He cheated on me with the girl that was in court with him, actually.
We just wasn't getting along. It was just always argument and fights.
Just didn't come home, didn't call, didn't nothing, abandoned me and my child.
Just was tired of all the drama and just didn't come home.
I hope he can stay out of my life.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Williams versus Fearman, step forward, please.
Chastity Williams is suing her former dog trainer, Ronald Fearman, for a refund of his fee. Chastity claims that Ronald never managed to get her dog trained.
Miss Williams, you hired the defendant to do some dog training for you. You paid him, according to you, $450 for 6 sessions. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
How many sessions did you give Miss Williams?
After the initial evaluation, 3.
And after the 3 sessions, she terminated your services?
Yes.
And you want your $450 back?
Yes, ma'am.
And he did come 3 times?
Yes, he did.
Well, then you don't get $450 back.
Why not?
Your problem was your dog didn't get trained.
Exactly.
Well, that happens. That doesn't mean you get all your money back, unless he gave you a written guarantee.
He did.
I'd like to see it.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, so let me read you what this says, because you have a whole contract here. It says that there are no cash refunds. Any refunds will be handled as future training sessions. Training is guaranteed for the life of your dog, and if necessary, your dog will be retrained at no cost to you. However, if it is required that the dog stay at the behavior modification school, you will be required to pay boarding at the rate of $20 a day. You understand what all this says?
I understand.
Okay, so why do you think that this contract doesn't apply to you?
Because he voided it. He didn't come when he said he was going to come. The dog wasn't trained even after 3 sessions. And if I wanted to send my dog to a boot camp to be trained, that's what I would have did in the first place. I'd hired him for in-home training to come train my dog at my house because it was more convenient to me that way, and that's what I expected him to do. He guaranteed that my dog would be trained.
No, he didn't. It says that training is guaranteed if you follow through with the program, and they guarantee that they will retrain your dog if your dog is not trained. And if the retraining requires a stay at their school, they will do it for free. But all you have to pay for is the boarding at $20 a day. That's what your contract says.
Okay, but in order to train the dog, you have to come. I mean, how you gonna train him if you're not there?
You just told me that he came 3 times.
He came 3. He didn't come 6 times like he promised.
Just a second. Who told him not to come back?
Himself. Every time he had an appointment to come, it was an excuse why he couldn't come.
Just a second. He came 3 times.
Yes.
Did he say to you, I'm not coming back anymore?
No, he didn't call me.
Did you call him?
I emailed him and I told him to call me because I was having concerns about the way the training session was going and how inconsistent he was.
And?
And he never called me. He emailed me back.
What did he say?
This long email about how...
I'd like to see it.
I couldn't print them off because...
I just want to see the long email he sent to you, after which you claimed that you had no contact with him.
Okay. If she just keeps scrolling down.
Okay. So he goes into a lengthy explanation, and he says, please contact him. After this email, did you contact him?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And where is your response to him?
If you... I can...
Let her show me. I don't do those things. Show me your response to his lengthy email.
Okay.
Why don't you read it to me?
I emailed him back and I said, no, our initial was the 13th of October and a Friday, and you canceled that Friday and came on Sunday. I know it's not going to happen overnight, but I expect to see some results by now. He emailed me back. He said, I appreciate your understanding and patience. What afternoon is good for you? Friday at 4 is perfect for me, but I want you there.
Okay, go ahead.
I emailed him back and I said, Friday at 4 is fine. I would like to schedule the 2 remaining visits also. As my grandmother is getting fed up with the dog, she's saying the dog is going to have to go. And then he never responded back. Friday at 4, I take off work early to be there for the dog sessions. He never shows.
And that was the last communication that you had with him by email?
No.
No.
Oh, well, then let me see the rest of the emails.
Can I speak what I did after that?
No.
I emailed him back, and I said, Ron, what happened to you coming today at 4? It's 5 o'clock, and you're still not here. I haven't heard anything from you today, and our last communication was on Wednesday when I emailed you back saying today at 4 would be great. I left work early for this lesson, and for what? Nothing.
And he said?
He emailed me back, and he says, I was waiting for a reply that you could be here. We can do it Monday at 4, or at this point, I'm willing to keep Tonka here for 5 days for free, as long as you can come here for the first lesson afterwards, and I will still do 1 or 2 more lessons at your home. Just let me know.
So he offered to give you 5 lessons at the boot camp?
Yes.
For free?
A stay of 5 days.
A stay of 5 days. Why didn't you do that?
Because by this point, I didn't trust him. And I mean, his boot camp is literally an hour away from my house. It's inconvenient for me to travel there to get my dog trained.
Where's the dog now?
I had to give the dog away.
When?
I had to give him away February 18th through the 22nd. I went to Miami, Florida, and then to the Bahamas for a cruise. While I was on my way to the Bahamas, my grandmother called me and told me that the dog was running around loose and that the police, which my son, came to the house and said, if you do not keep this dog in the house, we're going to charge you $1,000. I said, at this point, I don't have $1,000 to get somebody for a fine. I don't have any more money to hire somebody to come train them, so I took him to the SPCA. So now I don't have a dog, and I'm out my money for trainings for something he said he could do, and then he didn't do it.
You have to read what the contract says.
I read it.
What he says in this contract is, I guarantee that if you do what I tell you to do, which includes retraining your dog or training your dog at a boot camp if necessary, and I'll do that for free if it doesn't take, but you have to be involved by following what it says here. Then you have a guarantee.
But if you don't do all 6 lessons, how do you expect me to know if the dog trained or not to even say he needs to go to boot camp?
Listen to me.
I'm listening.
You're going to get back half of what you paid him because he only came 3 times.
Okay.
And the last time he was supposed to come, he didn't show up. And I have a feeling that he's very, very busy and that there were other times that he didn't show up. I read some of the emails, sir. You got a turkey baster in your knee, your mother had a stroke, the henny penny, the sky was falling, and there was an earthquake in Southern California. I read all your emails. No excuse. Not an excuse. But you were there 3 times.
Well,
You're entitled to get paid for the 3 visits you made to her house.
I explained to her from the very beginning, I run a dog boot camp, the most original one in the United States.
This is your contract.
Well,
I don't care what you explain to her. Your contract with her falls within the 4 corners of this document. It says you're going to provide her with 6 visits, and you didn't show up at all
she didn't show
for the
for
4th
any.
one.
She didn't show for any.
She doesn't have to. The
yes,
dog's
she did.
there. No.
I required her to show.
Just a second. Show me here.
Well,
show me here. Show me here.
You know?
Just, you're not paying attention.
You're right.
Show me here.
You're right.
This is your contract. If you want to use a verbal contract, don't sign it.
Okay.
This is your contract.
Okay.
It works for you and against you. You can't tell me anything beyond this. I required her to be there, then it would say, I require you to be there. It doesn't say it. It doesn't exist.
Lesson learned.
And you didn't show up.
Lesson learned.
You owe her $225.
Could I explain anything?
No, you owe $225. Goodbye. Explained enough.
Thank you.
Parties are excused.
Is suing her former friend, Christina Diamond, for scamming her on a deal to buy season tickets for the Minnesota Vikings.
Order. All rise. Yeah, that's case number 548 on the calendar in the matter of Schnetzer versus Diamond.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have a seat.
Ms. Schnetzer, how long have you and the defendant been friends?
We had known each other about a year.
Not true.
You meet, just a second. From where?
Well, I met her at work. So this
When?
was back in 2008.
No.
Ms. Diamond, don't interrupt her again. What month in 2008?
I believe it was March, April.
When did you and Miss Schnitzer meet?
Actually, we met in 607, and me and Tammy worked together.
Where did you
At
meet?
Direct Buy.
Is that where you both worked?
Yes, it is, ma'am.
Were you working in Direct Buy in June of 07?
Yes.
Is that where you met her?
I thought it was 08. But
It was 07.
Your lawsuit alleges that the defendant sold you fake tickets. The defendant says it was your scam, not hers. So why don't you tell me, when did this discussion start about tickets?
July 7th, 2009.
Go ahead.
She called me up and said that...
Don't look down, look at me.
She wanted to offer me her season tickets that she inherited from her father, who had recently passed away.
My dad's not dead.
No, if you speak again, I'm going to rule in her favor and I'm going to throw you out. You don't want that.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
She told me her father passed away.
Just a second. I want you to tell me what the exact conversation was. She called you on the phone and said what?
Said, I have seasons to the Minnesota Vikings, and she knew that I loved the Minnesota Vikings. I'm a huge fan, and offered them to me for $500, which was a really good deal for season tickets. And I asked her why, and she said when her father passed, she received a huge inheritance from her father and didn't need the money.
Go ahead.
We met 2 days later, July 9th. I wrote her a check for $500 for the tickets, and I received a receipt. She didn't have the tickets right then and there because they're season tickets, and you don't get those until usually the first week of August. You receive those. So we had agreed that I would pick them up at the Will Call booth at the Metrodome, where the Vikings play, after the first season opener, which was September 13th. So
don't look down,
on
look at me.
September 13th, I called the the ticket office. They didn't have them. And so I followed up a week later, again calling there, and
no tickets.
No tickets. They were going to be
okay. So
in my
you
name.
still haven't gotten the tickets.
Still haven't gotten the tickets. So then.
Okay. And when for the first time did you ask Miss Diamond for the tickets?
When I called her on the 21st of September, I called and left her a message on her cell phone, just stating that the tickets weren't there. So give me a call and let me know what's going on. And later that night, I got a phone call at 7:30 p.m. from her boyfriend, Antoine, called me and said, "I'm sorry to tell you, but Christina has passed away." And I'm in shock. I'm just shocked as can be. I mean, I was upset, and I asked when she passed away. He said 6 weeks ago, and I asked how. She said a diabetic attack, and I knew she had diabetes. So, I mean, who would do such a cruel thing? I mean, I believed him. So that was that, and of course I had to figure out what was going on with these tickets. I had my brother and his friend coming from out of state that weekend to use 2 of the tickets. There was 4 total. So I asked Antoine if he could contact Don, her husband, and find out what's going on.
How much are 4 season tickets worth?
Depending on where you're sitting, these ones were very good seats.
How much were they worth?
Probably about $2,000.
More than that.
Shut.
Oh, sorry.
Now, if someone wanted to turn those kinds of tickets into, let's say, the stadium, how much do you think they could get for them?
Quite a bit.
Give me. You're the fan.
Depending on the game, if it's a Packer game, you could sell them for twice as much as face value. So if they were $130 seats,
I'm talking about the whole season.
A seat. If you sold them all, $3,500, $4,000.
So this was a real bargain she was offering you, a real bargain, because she could have sold them herself back to the stadium for $2,000, right?
Right.
It's really pretty nuts of her to sell them to you for $500.
That was a good friend of hers. I trusted her.
No, I didn't ask you whether you trusted her or you didn't even know when you met her. You didn't even know when you met her. It's a really good deal, because all she had to do was get in a car and drive 5 minutes, and she would have been able to get 4 times as much as she sold them to you for, right?
Right.
Because Miss Diamond has a whole different story, which I'm going to hear now. Now it's your turn.
Thanks, Judge Judy. Actually, like I said, we did meet on 7/9/2009 at Caribou Coffee, myself and Tom.
Who's Tom? Raise your hand.
We met with Tammy, sat down like we've been friends since '07, and we met at work. We kicked it off. She was.
What did you meet for on the 9th?
We met for the fact that she asked me that she needed some money for her rent, that she was on unemployment.
That's not true.
Listen, I do not want you to speak now. You know how I told her? She spoke out. I was going to rule in your favor.
Yes, Your Honor.
And if you respond to her, I'm just going to dismiss your case. Now you got it?
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks, Your Honor.
Now you have to go back. You have to go back to why you were meeting, the conversation that you had with Ms. Schnitzer
that
caused you to meet.
The conversation is that Tammy had called and indicated that she
When did she call you?
She called on 7/6/09.
Tell me what she said.
She said, I need some money, as usual. I can't afford my rent, and I need some money from you. And she's borrowed already $1,800 from us in the past, me and my husband. And she indicated that we need to cook up a scam because her brother and his friends like Vikings tickets. So she had us meet her at Caribou Coffee, indicated...
No. What did you say to her?
I said to her, okay, I'll meet you there and discuss if you need some money. At that point, we didn't know what the Vikings tickets were in reference to, nor what was going to go down at the Caribou Coffee in Minneapolis.
Tammy Schnetzer says her former friend, Christina Diamond, scammed her on a deal to buy season tickets for the Minnesota Vikings. Christina says it's Tammy who's running the scam.
Go ahead.
So on 7/9, I drove over there. Obviously, she's my friend. I've tried to help her out numerous times, and she indicated to me at that point, and Tom, that she needs some help with some money, so she wanted to create a scam, had us write her a receipt. She'd write me $500 to tell her brother that she had bought Vikings tickets from me for the season so that her brother would give her the $30,500 difference. So basically, she was going to tell him that she paid $500 of it, and because her brother had money, she was going to scam him, show him the receipt of the canceled check, and the receipt and have him give her the $3,000 difference until she could pay him some money back because she was on unemployment. So that's what went down. And I said, okay, well, I tell you what, I'll help you out this time. It's my stupidity that I said I'd help her out, obviously. But again, we've given her money before.
But you told me in your answer, madam, that she also gave you $50 from the $500.
That is correct. Yes, she did, ma'am.
So
she
that
told
was
me
payment for your
services, per
services.
se. Yeah, we all went down. I called my husband from Caribou Coffee, which is here, Don, and he had met us downtown St. Paul in his courier van, and Tammy disclosed the plan to him and sent me into her bank and indicated that she'd give me $50 of the $500 so that she could make approximately $3,000 off her brother and his friends for the season.
Over here. Tell me what you know.
I received a call from Christina telling me that she wanted me to come down to the bank because she had to cash a check for Tammy. And then I went down there and Tammy filled me in and said, I need to make some money and I'm going to make it this way by selling the Viking tickets.
Mm-hmm. Sit. Who are you?
Tammy's brother.
I'd like to hear from you. Tell me your last name.
Mike Schnetzer.
Tell me what you know about your sister's financial difficulties.
First of all, if she needed any money, she would go to me.
No, that's not what I asked you. I asked you, tell me what you know about your sister's financial difficulties.
I'm not aware of her having any difficulties financially.
Was she employed during the entire months of June, July, and August of 2009?
No.
How was she supported?
She had unemployment.
When was the last time your sister had a full-time job?
Beginning of last year, I believe.
What kind of job did she have last year?
She worked at Direct Buy Marketing.
How long did she have that job?
Probably 3 years. 4 years.
All right, Mr. Schnitzer, now tell me what you know about these tickets.
Tammy called me after she found out that she was going to get these tickets.
So your sister called you. Do you remember when she called you?
Middle of July.
July of
09.
And do you remember exactly what she said to you?
She said, I got a great deal on season tickets, and they're $500.
Did she say who she got the tickets from?
Yep,
Mr.
she explained. She explained Christina, a former coworker and friend for about a year, and explained her family situation with her dad passing, and she had a lot of money, she didn't need it, and she was going to give the tickets to Tammy because she's a big fan, and she wanted to give it to somebody that would appreciate them.
And she was going to sell her the tickets.
That's right, for $500.
And you understand, Mr. Schnitzer, that Miss Diamond could have turned around and just gone to the stadium and sold the tickets for 4 times as much.
Yep.
Right?
Yep, that's correct.
Didn't that sound odd to you?
Yes.
Your statement that she was going to sell her the tickets for $500?
But I trusted my sister, trusting her.
No. Do you understand what I'm saying to you, Mr. Schnitzer? Doesn't that sound odd to you that your sister would say, I have this great deal on tickets that are really worth $3,500. I can get them for $5,000. Would you have bought them from your sister for $2,000? Would you have bought them from your sister for $2,000, Mr. Schnitzer?
Maybe.
This $500 amount for 4 tickets, which were well-placed tickets, was an unusual treasure.
I believe.
Just a second. Were an unusual treasure for $500, and I do not believe, Mr. Schnitzer, that his sister said, I got this great buy for $500. That I don't believe, because it would have been a great buy at $2,000, and you would have bought them at $2,000. Maybe you did. I don't know whether you did or not, but I'm not sure I believe you, Ms. Schnitzer, that that's how it came down. Do you understand?
I'm telling the truth.
Okay. So does Ms. Diamond say she's telling the truth?
She's lying.
Yeah. The case is dismissed. That's
Thank
all.
you.
Attorney fees and utility bills.
Ms. Frederi, you and the defendant have had an on-again, off-again relationship for many years. According to the complaint that I read, you had not spoken to or seen the defendant in about 18 months when you received a telephone call from him from jail.
That's correct.
The telephone call from jail said that he had been arrested for his 4th DUI and he needed some help from you. So you hired a lawyer, bailed him out of jail, and then invited him back to your house, where he stayed for about 6 weeks. Then he left. You want him to pay you back the money that you laid out for his bail, rent, for the fines from his DUIs. All of that encompassed several $1,000s. He says that he doesn't know you a dime. I am totally disinterested in rent or his share of utilities for 6 weeks? How long have you lived in your house?
I've lived in my home since 1991.
So his living there did not cause you any greater expense? That was really a rhetorical question. The answer is no. And you hadn't heard from this bad boy in 18 months. And he wasn't calling you to tell you that he had an epiphany and he was in love with you and he wanted to get back together with you. We called you from jail. 4th DUI, where you had to go bail him out of jail. So I'm not thinking that there was a whole lot of conversation about rent. But I would like to find out from you, and from you, sir, about your incarceration. So why don't you tell me when you were picked up and for what?
Okay, I was arrested March the 10th, 2009. And like you said, I hadn't spoke to Terry for some 18 months or so.
I already said that, sir. You should have been paying attention rather than daydreaming. Listen, March 10th, you got picked up. For what?
DWI, 4th offense.
Were you already on probation for DUI?
No.
When was your last DUI prior to March 10th?
I think 2006.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm disabled.
What's the nature of your disability?
Back problems and internal problems.
How long have you been on disability?
2005.
Where did you work prior to 2005?
I had my own business.
When you say internal problems, you're talking about gastrointestinal problems?
Liver.
And how many DUIs have you had since 2005, since you went on disability for your bad liver?
2.
Well, I guess you don't learn.
Been sober for about a year now.
Great. If you've been sober for about a year, why aren't you working? Is not an answer. Okay. Calls you from jail. And
he asked me if I could help him get out of jail. He knew that I had a little money at the time, and I asked him, I said, well, you know, I haven't seen you or spoke to you in so long. How do I know you're going to pay me back? Because he owes me money for past, anyway. So he told me that.
He owes you money for what?
He owes, well, it's just the past 10 years. You know, at one time he didn't have 2 nickels to rub together. But I asked him, my question was, how are you going to pay me back? Because
that's a good question. He doesn't work.
And he told me he had a paycheck coming to him that was due to him, that he was working.
How could he have a paycheck? He's on disability.
He was working on some job, and he did have a paycheck due to him.
How do you know that? What job was he working on? You must have found out.
He told me he had been working.
Oh, did he tell you what he had been working at?
No, ma'am.
This all comes together.
Here's a copy of the check. I paid Mr. Ernie. This was an attorney. He had recommended somebody in jail, recommended that attorney. And on the back of that little business card has Ernie's signature, where I paid him $3,000.
All right, so now you're out $3,000 for the lawyer's fees. How much did he pay you back?
He's paid me a total of $1,747.19.
Where'd you get the money from?
I'd had that one paycheck, and
What paycheck?
I had done some electrical work the first part of 2009.
How much did you get?
That check, I believe, was a little less than $1,400.
Did you report it to the government?
Yes.
They take it off your disability?
No, I haven't that's the first money I've earned since I've been on disability.
This was in March of 09.
Right.
How much have you earned since March of 09?
Nothing.
So this was just lucky that it was just around this time that you got that check.
Right.
Since 2005.
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. Now, you paid her back, according to her, $1,747. What did you pay her the $1,747 for?
I was just trying to help her out.
You were. You're going to help her out a little more, to the tune of $1,253, because that finishes up your lawyer's fee. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,253. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. They step out.
Jill claims she was neglecting his children.
Order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 586 on the calendar in the matter of Peary versus Chambers. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, lady, have seats, please.
Ms. Peary, you had provided child care for Mr. Chambers' children for some time. Your complaint is that he removed his 2 children from your daycare facility recently without giving you the requisite month's notice. He had only given you 2 weeks' notice because he had paid the beginning of the month and he removed the children in the middle of the month. Mr. Chambers states that he believes that his children received inadequate care. He was quite concerned about an incident that occurred at your daycare facility with one of his children, And because of that, he should not be required to give you the 30 days notice. That's your position, sir. Is that right?
That is my position, Your Honor.
Okay. When did you start to take care of the Chambers children?
Initially in January of 2001.
And how old were they at that time?
They were quite young. The youngest was crawling, and their older was around one-ish.
That would be hard. How old were your children in January of 2001, sir?
I believe my youngest was just about 6 months, and the older, I believe, Your Honor, was just turned 2.
And they were there full-time?
That's correct.
Now, there was a time when they left your facility for a brief period of time, and then they came back a few months later. When did they terminate your service?
December.
December what?
Of 2002.
December what?
Well, they had paid through the last day of December.
When did they remove the children? What date? Yes, sir.
December 19th, I believe, Your Honor.
Oh, right, where they did not come back. That's correct.
Now, Mr. Chambers, you're going to tell me why you removed the children on the 19th.
On that date, I, along with my friend, had gone to pick up my children. It was approximately 4:45. When I arrived, my child, who was 3 at the time, was sitting next to a piano in the living room, crying, and he had...
What's his name?
His name is Tyler. And he was wearing this shirt, Your Honor, and it was soaked on this sleeve, and he had chewed little holes in here. He was sitting on the floor. I didn't see any adult, so I went over and I addressed him and asked what was going on. At that stage, my 2-year-old ran up and said, Tyler's in trouble. Then the adult supervisor at the time, whose name was Liz, entered the room and said, "Oh, I'm glad you're here. We're very angry at Tyler." I asked her, well, what's going on? She goes, he scratched Mrs.
Just a second. Is Liz an employee of yours?
Yes, ma'am.
Where is she now?
Because of the incident, they had a state investigation, and all claims were cleared. And so
Where is she now?
She's working at the daycare.
You did not bring her?
No, ma'am.
Where were you during this incident?
I was present.
You were there at 4:45 p.m.?
I had left at 3:45.
So you weren't there at 4:45?
Correct.
Her employee's working. She chose not to bring her. I'm going to let you tell me what she told you.
Yes, ma'am. And also,
she said they were very angry at Tyler.
They were very angry at Tyler. He had scratched Miss Jen's piano. She showed me the scratches. There was considerable damage. He is only 3. To me, it was my understanding he had been doing it for some time.
Did Tyler cause considerable damage to your piano?
No, I did a simple polish on the piano, and they all but disappeared.
At the time, it looked like it was scratched?
Oh, it had been scratched, but it wasn't considerable. It wasn't anything that I was too concerned about. But he had done something.
Okay. Were you present when he scratched the piano?
Yes, ma'am.
What time did he scratch the piano?
It was during nap time, which was 12:30, between 12:30 and 2 o'clock.
Well, where were you?
During nap time, he lays in the living area, the general area, and I am in the kitchen area, which overlooks the general area.
You did not see him marking up the piano?
No, I did not.
When did you discover that he had marked up the piano?
When I was cleaning up after nap time.
What time, 2 o'clock?
Yes, it was between 2 and 2:30, and had found the scratches and said, "Tyler, did you do this? What happened?" And he showed me he had brought in a piece of clay from outside. We'd had a windstorm and a pot broke. Brought it in and had started writing his T's and his letters on the piano.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
This is not a business for you, madam.
I've been in the business for 13 years.
Well, I want to tell you something. I don't know where, but I wouldn't leave my child with you.
They're very well watched over. In fact,
what I'm telling you is it's outrageous.
And later today,
I finally got the chow off, and I went back to get the Rottweiler off. That's when I got bit in the thumb. I picked my dog up, and he was full of holes.
Child care provider Jennifer Peary says former client Mitchell Chambers owes for breaking their contract. Mitchell claims Jennifer gave his son a 3-hour timeout.
So from 2:30 to 4:45, he was in timeout?
No, ma'am. No. He was in a 15-minute timeout.
Yeah. Well, why was he still sitting in a corner at 4:45 crying?
That is not the case.
Well, you weren't there from 3:45 until at least 4:45, is that right?
I did ask
Okay. Now, what did her employee Liz tell you?
I asked her, well, when did this happen? And she stated between 12:30 and 1. The children were down for naps, and she heard Miss Jen scream and was upset about the piano, and then she said that they found some pottery in the room. They asked Tyler, and Tyler said he had scratched the piano. And this is the shirt that he was wearing, and his diaper was also wet. I have reason to believe I can't understand that he wasn't there for 3 hours.
Right. Your Honor, he regularly chewed on his clothing. He was a very nervous child, and he regularly chewed holes in his clothing and had quite a bit of saliva and drool, so that was very normal for him to chew on his clothing. And when I left at 3:45, I told my employee, go make dinner, get, the evening ready. He was done with his timeout. It had been done and over with.
Who was your employee?
Liz.
How many children do you have?
There were probably approximately 11.
11 children, and how many employees? One?
It is myself.
You weren't there at
right,
3:45.
I have 3 employees.
How many were there that day?
2. At that time, it was 1.
And you told the one employee that was there to go inside in the kitchen and get ready for dinner?
At the time,
that's what you just
she
told
is
me.
not
I mean,
left
is that
with-
what you just told me? You told me you left, you had one other employee, you had 11 children, including at least 2 toddlers, one 2 years old and one 3 years old.
Right.
One that had already brought a sharp enough object into the house so that they could damage a piece of wood. That piece of sharp object that he brought in from the house could just as easily have hurt him as hurt your piano. And you left 11 children in the care of one person who you told to go in and prepare dinner.
There were not 11 children there at the time.
Well, that's
there
what
was
I
there
asked you.
in the day.
I asked you how many children were there on December 19th?
For the total day. But when I leave one employee in charge, no more than 8 children can be there at a time.
Good. You left one person with 8 children,
correct,
toddlers, and you told that employee to go and prepare dinner.
Right. She takes the children with her into the kitchen area.
Miss Perry?
Pardon me?
You're going from bad to worse, madam.
Oh, I'm just trying to get my point across.
You're getting your point across. She takes all 8 children with her into the kitchen to cook dinner?
That is
Where were you
correct.
going at 2:45?
My daughter has piano practice, and I take her to practice, and then I come back home. So the situation had not gotten out of hand.
Miss Perry.
Yes, ma'am.
This is not a business for you, madam.
I've been in the business for 13 years.
Well, I want
loved
to tell you
their
something. I
children.
don't know where, but I wouldn't leave my child with you. You have 8 toddlers that you're putting in a kitchen with somebody who's preparing dinner, and you're out taking your daughter to piano practice. That's outrageous.
They're very well watched over. In fact,
What I'm telling you is it's outrageous, and you shouldn't be here. So if you've been in business for 13 years, I would suggest that you take your business and its good name and walk out the door, because if they gave you 2 weeks' notice under these circumstances, that's all you were entitled to. Goodbye.
Can I mention the state?
Goodbye.
She didn't even let me
Why is
say
that
anything.
excuse? They step out.
They had the state investigate me. They did a 30-day grueling investigation, and I was cleared of all charges.
It doesn't mean it didn't happen. It just means that they couldn't prove it.
I really don't think they wanted to pay me. They wanted to get out of payment, and so they made up a story.
The children obviously aren't old enough to really be a witness. They pretty much took my version and then her version and said it was a draw.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Meyer versus McDermott. Step forward, please.
Terry Meyer is suing student Elisa McDermott for vet bills and pain and suffering due to a dog attack. Elisa says Terry's dog attacked first.
Mr. Meyer, it is your claim that the defendant's dogs bit not only you, which was a minor injury, but seriously injured your dog.
Yes.
By biting your dog. You want the defendant to be responsible for all of the bills that you sustained as a result of this attack. Ms. McDermott says that the whole incident was your fault. So I'd like you to tell me where this happened, what time it happened, who else was present when it happened.
It happened on January 12th in our city park, and I walk my dog there every day, 3 times a day.
What kind of a dog do you have?
I have a little rat terrier husky mix,
How much does the dog weigh?
about 25, 30 pounds.
What time of the day were you walking?
6 o'clock, exactly.
Go ahead.
I got out of my truck and I walked down to the lake, and my dog was on a leash, and I felt the leash go all the way out, and I turned around and there was 2 dogs on my dog chewing on him.
Excuse me?
Don't speak until I get to you.
Okay, thank you.
I turned around, and the dogs were chewing on my dog, and his leash broke. I ran over to my...
What kind of a lead was it? One of those that...
A retractable on a little cord. But he's a little dog, and the dogs were chewing him up. I ran over there, and I jumped on the dogs. There was nobody around when I jumped down on the dogs. Then all of a sudden, I looked up, and she was standing there.
What kind of dogs were these?
One was a Rottweiler Black Lab mix, and one was a Chow dog. The Rottweiler had his jaws locked on my dog's behind, and I couldn't get him off. I screamed at the lady to help me get her dogs off of him, and she couldn't get him off. So
Did she try?
She tried, but she couldn't get him off. I pulled the Rottweiler's jaws off my dog, and I got him off, and then I went to get the Chow off my dog, and the Rottweiler grabbed back a hold of it. So I was fighting with two dogs at the same time. I finally got the Chow off, and I went back to get the Rottweiler off. That's when I got bit in the thumb. I picked my dog up, and he was full of holes. I could almost reach inside of his stomach.
He had several surgeries?
Yeah, he had to go in surgery like 2 or 3 times.
Okay, how did you find Miss McDermott?
I searched everywhere. I couldn't find her after I took my dog to the vet. She was gone already. The police came there right away. They couldn't find her. Then the city newspaper printed it in the paper.
And you went into the police station?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good. Now let's go back to the 12th.
Okay.
At about 6 o'clock in the evening, you're walking your 2 dogs. One is a Rottweiler mix?
Yes, I have. Did you want pictures?
I'd like to take a look at them, please, Bird.
And I also have something from the vet, and I have his vet bill. My dogs. So my dogs protected themselves. They did not attack his dog.
Were your dogs off the leash?
Yes, they were. And I paid the fine, and his dog actually was off the leash also.
I know, but unfortunately, his dog didn't bite yours, nor did his dog bite you.
He threw himself on his dog. My dogs didn't go after him.
All precipitated by the fact that there were dogs off the leash.
And actually, his dog did bite mine, but my dogs, as you can see in the pictures, have really thick fur.
I'm waiting for why you don't think you're responsible.
Because his dog wasn't on a leash, my dog wasn't on a leash. My dog did not attack his dogs, nor did they attack him.
Well, let me ask you this question. What efforts did you make to pry your dog away from his dog?
He ran about the same time I did. He threw himself on his dog, and I retrieved my dogs. He never tried to retrieve my dogs because he was laying on the ground over his dog.
What caused you to go to the police?
The first time I checked, there had been nothing said about it, and then friends of mine had read it in the newspaper. Because I walk all over town, everybody knows what dogs I have.
Now, Mr. Mayor, I have these vet bills, and is this correct that your total out-of-pocket expense for your dog was $304?
Exactly.
Okay. Is there any other evidence that you want to give me?
Yes, I have pictures of my dog.
I'd like to see them.
Here's one before. There's the dog after he was attacked, and me.
What did you do for the bite on your thumb?
I cleaned it up. I was so occupied with all this, I didn't have time to go to the doctor. This was a 17-day nightmare. I mean, my dog could hardly move. He couldn't do anything. I have...
Miss McDermott, is this the first summons you've received for letting your dogs be without a leash? Anything else?
Yes, Your Honor. I have her arrest. Well, she turned herself in, but they considered it an arrest
Can I see that, Bird?
And if her dog didn't bite before, why did she put her own dog to sleep?
Which dog did you put to sleep?
I put the Chow to sleep.
Why?
Because when he was very young, I had problems between the 2 dogs. And what I felt about the incident was that Chewy is that's the Chow that I put to sleep, is a very protective dog. He's not a vicious dog, he doesn't attack, but he was very protective of me. And I didn't want to have a situation where a young girl lost control or a young child lost control of their dog. It happened in another city.
Your Honor?
Yes.
Now, she put the Chow to sleep, but the Rottweiler did all that damage. Those dogs were vicious. I mean, there was... And what if it was a little kid at the park? Because we live by school.
Well, Ms. McDermott then takes a serious risk. This is certainly some serious damage that was done to this dog, and this was done by the Rottweiler.
Yeah, most of it, just the puncture wounds on the back.
See, now I don't know how he can say he knows which dog gave, because he threw himself on the dog, and it was screaming and excited, and his dog ran at us.
He knows.
So
I put my hands in their mouth to pry them out. I know what dog they were.
He knows. Okay, so the pain and suffering that you're asking for is the pain and suffering for the dog.
Yes.
I don't know of any court that awards pain and suffering for the animal, sir. This clearly was a situation that was instigated, in my judgment, by her two dogs being off the leash. And I wish I had more confidence in the fact, Mr. Mayor, that your dog was on a leash.
Yes.
Do you understand what I'm
yes,
saying to
I
you,
do.
sir? I'm not so confident that when you let your dog out of the truck, you weren't just going to go around the park comfortably like she was doing. That doesn't say that this should be the result.
Right.
So absolutely, Ms. McDermott has to pay for your vet bills. And I'm also sure that, are you a working man?
No, I'm disabled. I don't work. I spent 17 days taking care of this dog.
Oh, okay, because I was going to say you would also be entitled to the time that you spent away from your job tending to the dog.
Yeah.
Taking the dog to the vet, but you are unemployed.
No,
So you're
I'm disabled.
Okay. So judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $304. Thank you. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
$1,700 is excessive, I think, for pain and suffering when he had 6 vet bills.
I had a 12-foot leash. No, if the dogs weren't attacking my dog, you wouldn't have. No.
I actually agree with how she presented it. I think it should be taken a little different since they were both dogs involved, because dogs don't act like people.
Could have been a little kid, like I said. Her dogs were vicious. They should have both been put to sleep.
Is suing the mother of his daughter, 22-year-old Tiffany Heron, for the return of a TV and home theater system. Tiffany claims Justin abandoned the property.
Yeah, it's case number 151 on the calendar in the matter of Clausen versus Harum. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ladies, have a seat, please.
Ms. Harum, while I have a busy day today, and I'm not going to make you leave the courtroom, I'm going to suggest that the next time you appear in court, you are more appropriately dressed. Do we understand each other?
Sorry, Your Honor.
You're not going to a beach party today. Today you come to court. When you come to court, you come appropriately dressed. We understand each other?
Definitely.
Good. Now, Mr. Clausen, you and the defendant have a child together.
Yes, Your Honor.
And it is your complaint that when you separated some time ago, you left your television set and entertainment center with Ms. Harum.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you want those items back.
Yes, that would
because
be
you
very
say you paid for them, and you're still paying for them.
Yes.
Ms. Harum says you left her not only with the child, but with a whole stack of bills, and she paid as many payments as you did on that television set and entertainment center. They don't belong to you. They belong to her. When did the two of you separate, sir?
We separated in January of '04.
And when was the television purchased?
In September of '03.
And the entertainment center?
As well, at the same time. And the TV stand as well.
You moved out of the house, sir, in January of 2004?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you left the television set and entertainment center there?
Yes, I took everything else that I could, but I did not have a truck to take that.
Well, between January 2004 and June of 2005, I assume that you could have gotten a truck.
Yes, Your Honor.
But you didn't.
I did. I called the police. She wouldn't let me get it. I called the police and they said...
The first time that you asked for it was what date?
A couple days after that, I was like, hey, can I get it back? She said, no. Too bad.
Okay, fine. When did you first file a claim against her in small claims court, which you did in order to initiate this case for the return of your TV and entertainment center?
I have it right here when I went.
What's the date?
The date is 3/15 of '05.
So I'm going to ask you, where were you for 14 months?
Yeah, I'm trying to become a firefighter. And I was going to school 4 or 5 days a week, and I just didn't have any time for that at all. And taking
Well,
care
what
of
are you doing now?
Now I took some time off because we went through a bunch of custody hearings for our child.
One custody hearing.
Shit,
Mediation, meeting lawyers, and everything else.
Just a second. So you took time off for that?
Yes.
And when was the custody case ultimately decided?
3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago.
Give me the date.
May 18th.
Yes, Your Honor.
And at what stage of the proceedings were the custody and visitation and support case in at the time that you filed the small claims court case?
I filed it right after that.
Right after what?
After we went to mediation, I filed for small claims court on...
Well, what happened at mediation?
I tried taking it to mediation. She wouldn't have anything to do with it. Her mother said that she would pay me $1,500 for it, but she...
What are you talking about?
May I say something?
Yes.
In mediation, he took my daughter from a family member's house, which happens to be my cousin's mother. He wouldn't let me see my daughter, so I went down and I filed custody papers. They granted me full temporary custody.
When was that?
In March.
In March, and it was right after that that he filed the small claims court case.
That is correct, and it was the day that he was ordered to pay me child support that he served me the papers for the small claims court.
Tell him why.
Excuse me?
I was going to have him tell her. Excuse me, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
I didn't ask you anything. Now, on what date did you take your daughter from this lady's house?
I'm not sure of the date, Your Honor.
Well, if you're not sure of the date, she is. What was the date?
March 15th.
Yes, madam. You want to get up and say something?
Yes, I do.
You're exploding.
Yes, it was March 23rd.
What was March 23rd?
That the baby was removed from the cousin's house because we had a phone call.
She was
Shh, don't speak.
We had a phone call from a bounty hunter looking for Tiffany. And the
Yeah.
bounty hunter stated that he needed to get hold of her and that the guy that they're looking for was a drug dealer. So her family told Justin to go get Kea. And that's why Justin went and got Kea.
Her father and her...
Just a second. There was a hearing, ultimately.
Yes,
Is that
Your Honor.
right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And at the hearing, who was awarded custody?
She was. I did not have any paternity tests.
Have you had one now?
No, the court did not order me one. They
Why
said,
not?
I have no idea. They just said that, okay, well, are you willing to take care of this baby if it is or not yours? I said yes. So therefore, no paternity test still, but I am...
Did you ask for a paternity test?
Yes, Your Honor. And they didn't really do anything about it.
He actually filled out the paperwork and everything.
And
They
the
were
courts-
served to me in court when we had our custody hearing.
Oh, fine. Very good. So right now there has been no legal adjudication of paternity. Is that right? Because you haven't had the paternity test.
Exactly.
Your Honor, they made him sign a paper that said that that he didn't have to take a paternity test, that basically when we went to court on May 18th, they were granting him he was the father without the paternity test.
Is that what they did?
Yes.
That was very stupid on your part. Mr. Clausen, I'd always take a paternity test, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
You never can tell.
But that little girl is my whole life. I love her more than anything in the world.
Great. Listen to me. Did you live together?
Yes, Your Honor, we did.
For how long?
4 years?
2 years.
Was it 2
Huh?
years?
Yeah, 2 years.
2 years at our other house in 6 months, so 3, 2.5, almost 3. We were together for a while.
Is this your son? If you can have a paternity test, if you were my son, I would say have one. Giving you my good advice. That's the last thing of good advice you're going to get from me. You left the television in the entertainment center with her for 14 months, sir.
I did, and I kick myself in the butt for it every day.
But you had an agreement.
Well, the other thing was that if she was to move out, I would be able to get it back. And she says, well, it comes in a package. If you take me back, then I get her and the TV back.
And?
And I don't want that deal.
Why not, sir?
Because he'd rather have a 17-year-old girlfriend.
Shh. Don't interrupt again.
Sorry.
I let you slide with the outfit, not with the conduct. Go ahead.
Because, Your Honor, it's just how I've caught her at some guy's house, and it's just wrong, and I don't want to have that lifestyle.
Well, very good. You see why I suggested you get a paternity test, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You went and bought clothes on his Sears account for yourself?
I did buy things for the baby.
You didn't. According to you, you bought cami things for you. Cami in white, cami in pink. Maybe this
shirt to be exact.
And later today,
Miss Bass, you gotta understand something. You may waltz around me, but ultimately, I'm going to get to the truth.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Justin Clausen says the mother of his daughter, Tiffany Harem, owes for the return of property and credit card charges made without his permission.
Now, you get a paternity test, sir. What you don't get is a television and an entertainment center that you left there for 14 months. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Madam, you could sit down.
Thank you.
Get over the television and get over the entertainment center. After 14 months, they're abandoned property. You left them there. I assume that your daughter is watching the television set? The one that you left?
No, it's in storage. It's sitting in storage.
Is that sitting in storage?
No, it's not, Your Honor.
Where is it?
It's in my house. In my bedroom, to be exact.
If you would like to call her father would say that it's in the storage. It's underneath his name.
I'm not calling her father. I'm telling you, get over it. Thus far, the order was that she has custody and you have visitation and everything is nice, even though custody didn't end up the way you wanted it to end up, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
That doesn't mean that you try to exacerbate an otherwise relatively calm situation by filing a small claims court 14 months after the fact for a television set.
Well, that was not
stupid.
That was not the only thing, though. She went to Sears and purchased some stuff on my credit card.
Oh, I'd like to see that.
Here's the receipt.
You went and bought clothes on his Sears account for yourself?
It's in my name as well, Your Honor.
I don't care if it's on your name. Did you discuss it with him first?
No, it's my credit card, too.
Your Honor,
who's paying the bill?
We both paid the bill.
No.
Excuse me, Your Honor. I paid the bill before he moved out for over 2 years.
I'm talking about now. This sales
and I offered
check
to pay him.
Is dated March 11th, 2005. Well, why all of a sudden did you start using this credit card?
I went one time and...
Well, you have to pay for it.
Because I feel that I have paid my fair share of all of his credit cards, and I have them here.
Listen to me very carefully, madam. I have no counterclaim. All I have is somebody who, after a year and a half, went in and used a credit card just to give him one of these zingers, knowing that you weren't going to pay the bill and he was going to get stuck with it. And I would feel a little bit more compassionate towards you if you bought things for the baby. But you didn't.
I did buy things for the baby.
You didn't. According to you, you bought cami things for you. Cami in white, cami in pink. Maybe this
shirt, to be exact.
That you get paid for. So judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $204.81. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He's a good dad. He was there all through my pregnancy and, and still is for her.
I will continue being a great father.
We were very young. We've been together for a long time, 6 years.
For her, she'll probably keep being a good mother.
We had a lot of growing to do. We're different people now than we were, but definitely still both good people.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Bass versus Harpster, step forward, please.
21-year-old Justine Bass is suing her boyfriend's half-brother, 26-year-old Timothy Harpster, for stealing her car. Timothy says the car was in his name.
All right, Miss Bass. This gentleman was your boyfriend's brother. Still your boyfriend?
Yes.
This is the boyfriend?
Yes.
Were you all living together?
Yes.
And according to your complaint, you had a car.
Mm-hmm.
Your insurance was very expensive.
Correct.
Why was your insurance so expensive?
Because I was only 20, so my insurance was really high. And my policy was about to expire, so Tim had given the offer to put it in his name.
Okay. It's your car, and you're going to be driving it.
Primarily, yes.
And in order to get cheaper insurance, you signed the car over to him.
Not only that. We were all living together, and Tim's car was about to get taken because he didn't pay on it, so I was driving his and he was driving mine. And we would all be driving each other's cars, and so he had to put it in his name.
So then it was really all of your car. Everybody paid their fair share of gas and maintenance on it and everything else?
No, I paid the maintenance.
Everybody paid gas for the car?
Well, what we drove, we put in gas and stuff, and
You're not, Miss Bass, you got to understand something. You may waltz around me, but ultimately, I'm going to get to the truth.
Okay.
You understand?
Sure.
What you did was defraud the insurance company. That was your intent.
No.
Your intent was, oh yes, your intent was that it was really your car, because that's why you're here. That's why you're here. It was really your car. You put it in his name for insurance purposes, because if he took out the insurance, it would be cheaper. And then, when you all had a falling out, he took the car, and you want your car back. That's what the case is about. So it wasn't all of your cars, it was your car. That's what you're suing for, right?
Right.
Okay. So what you really did was, when you put the car in his name, which he acknowledges, and he acknowledges that it was put in your name for insurance purposes, right?
Yes.
You didn't pay her anything for the car, did you?
No.
She didn't make you a present of the car, did she?
No.
It was put in your name for one reason only, to defraud the insurance company, right?
Yes.
Now, when did you stop living together?
In February.
Who moved out?
I did.
What'd you do with the car?
Well, it sat at the house. I moved out on the 1st of February, and shortly after that, Justine, my brother, I guess, moved out of the house.
When?
As of, I think it was March, around March 1st.
When did you move out?
We moved out on March 1st.
And?
I actually had some problems with Justine and my brother trying to get some of the things, my belongings, back out of the house. Finally, I did get to pick up the motorcycle that was left in the garage.
I don't care about your things. That's not for me,
Right.
sir. What happened to the car?
Like I said, we had gotten into some arguments and things. I didn't take the car until almost the end of March. The car was left at the house.
In the old house?
Yeah, they actually moved out and didn't take the car with them.
Is that right?
And it sat
We
there.
couldn't. The title was not in my name, and it would be considered stolen, and the cops would have been called, and I would have gotten in trouble.
So you left the car there?
Had to.
So you left the car there?
Yes.
After you moved out on March 1st, when did you contact him?
For what?
For your car back.
I had tried calling him, and he wouldn't answer the phone. Tom had tried calling him, and he wouldn't speak to us. And so...
He wanted some stuff from the house.
He already got it.
What'd you do with the car, Mr. Harpster?
I sold it, actually.
To whom?
A friend of mine.
Show me. Show me proof that you sold it.
I don't even have proof, but I did, though.
When did you sell it?
3 weeks ago. Actually, I didn't even have a problem with giving them back the title for their car. I didn't want their car. I could care less about that car, but when I asked them for the rest of the things back, such as the key for the motorcycle that was left in the garage, they started a big problem. So
you sold the car?
No, not necessarily.
How much did you get for it?
$900.
What year car was it?
92 Acura.
How many miles did it have on it?
117,000.
Could I get the blue book on a 1992 Acura? Bird, it's a hatchback.
Yes.
Let's put it in fair condition, please.
What kind of car is it?
Integra GSR.
It wasn't a GSR. It was a GS.
GS.
Fair condition, 1625.
Could I take a look? That's the G. You have to teach me how to do this thing.
She has the Integra. There's the Integra list. 92 Acura.
Right, a GS.
Right, and then the GS. And then she has a GS hatchback. So 1625 on fair condition.
Your Honor.
What is it, sir?
As Tim's saying, that car is a GS. The GSR was it was a special edition. It was a only came in the hatchback. The car was a hatchback. If he had the title.
Only a difference of $100, sir. Listen, you have to consider yourself very, very lucky that I'm even considering any part of your claim. Because usually when people come into a court with not clean hands, I throw them out.
I understand what you were saying as far as the defrauding insurance company. But the fact is that Tim was primarily driving that car. His car was often parked.
Let me explain something to you. You want me to read you what your girlfriend said in her complaint?
Oh, I've read it.
You want me to read
myself.
you? Okay. The insurance policy on my car was about to expire, and Tim said he could put it on his policy so that I could get a cheaper rate. That's why she says that you put the car in his name,
That was
to
not
get
the-
a cheaper rate. That's fraud on the insurance company, sir. Any way you slice it. You're very, very fortunate that I'm considering any part of your claim. It's certainly not worth $2,800. I don't believe that you got $900 for it. I'm not even sure that it's still not sitting in your driveway someplace.
No, it isn't. I did sell it.
And you sold it because you were angry over your property.
No, actually, I sold it because I asked them. I would have gave them the car back. Yes, I was upset about my property.
So why don't you just say yes?
Yes, I was upset
Instead
about
of
that.
excuses. So you were angry that they wouldn't give you the key to your motorcycle and the other things that
Your
you
Honor,
want. You said,
may
I'm
I?
speaking. So you said, car's in my name, and this, according to your answer, you said I could do whatever I want with it.
Plus,
That's what
also,
you
it was
said.
left there, yes.
That's what you said. Car's in my name, I can do whatever I want with it. Right?
Yes.
Your Honor, we did leave the car there, but what were we supposed to do? Remove
You
the
were
car?
supposed to do exactly what you did now, sir, which is immediately go to small claims court there and have a case that was heard sometime the beginning of March. That's what you're supposed to do.
Well, I was also speaking to other family members of mine, my brother Jim, who is an older brother than both of us. He was also speaking to Tim because we are family and we didn't want to have to resort to this, you know.
But
and-
ultimately you did.
Had to.
That's we had taken everything else we could. And
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount.
Now, this is case number 546 on the calendar in the matter of Newsom versus Harris. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Stand over there, please. Your last name is what?
Crispin, C-R-I-S-P-I-N.
Mr. Crispin, I think that you're an integral part of this case, which is why I asked you to stand up with Miss Harris. Uncross your arms, please. Miss Newsom, I'm going to try to set up what I believe is the family tree here so that we all understand it. You have a child who is 7 years old.
Correct.
Mr. Crispin, I assume, is the father of that child.
Correct.
Miss Harris is his current girlfriend. Is that right?
That's correct.
Do you have any children together?
No, we do not.
It is your claim that Miss Harris called you around holiday time last year and asked if you would do them a favor. Mr. Crispin wanted to take the child that you share, your son, to visit his family over the holidays. And Miss Harris was calling to find out if you would rent a car using your credit card so that he could take Miss Harris, I assume, or not Miss Harris, just your son and himself to visit his family over the holidays. Miss Harris was doing that because she wanted to make him happy.
Probably.
And she said they didn't have a credit card. Would you rent the car in your name and she would pay you?
Correct.
And she even gave you a check for $250 for the deposit.
Correct.
And you said?
Well, I told her that I would go on and rent the car based on the fact that she asked me, not because of him, and plus because of my son.
Okay. Now, did you get along with Miss Harris?
Yes.
Excuse me, Judge.
What?
Do me a favor. Take your hands out of your pants, please.
How should I be standing
Just
like
stand
this?
with your hand. Just stand with your hands to your side.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Bert. You get along with Miss Harris?
Yeah, she was cool. We was pleasant. I got
And when
along.
your son goes to visit,
Exactly.
she's nice to him?
She
so you got
called
along.
and checked up to see how he was doing and everything. Exactly.
Good. Perfect. But I assume you don't get along with Mr. Crispin that well?
No, I do not.
Okay. So you said you would rent the car for her?
Exactly.
Now, how did she get this check to you?
Well, we met up at Key Bank, and she gave me the check, deposited it into my account.
And then where did you go?
Then we went to the rental car place at the airport.
And on what date did you rent the car?
It was Christmas Eve, December 24th.
So what happened next?
After we rented the car, I got insurance on the car because I knew that I was not going to be the one driving the car, that he was, because my car insurance paid for rental cars. So we rode up the street off Seltzer Road. We exchanged. I gave him.
Did they have him listed as a driver?
No, they didn't. No.
Why not?
Because we
Don't
didn't
they
set
usually
it up.
do that?
That's the way it's supposed to be done.
That's the way it's supposed to be done. But we didn't do it that way.
So you
And-
did it the wrong way?
Yes.
In the contract that you signed, didn't they say, are you the only driver?
Well, they asked was I the only driver.
And you wrote down yes. So what happened next?
After we departed ways, went home, and I rented the car for a week. Just in case he didn't make it back due to traffic or the weather or whatever. I rented the car for a week. And April had agreed, when she gave me the check for the $250, she had agreed that she would hook up with me Friday so she could give me the rest of the money on the rental car.
How much was the entire rental car?
The entire rental car for the week was like $431.
Okay.
Okay. So I called her Thursday. And I said, April, are we going to meet up Friday? And she was like, well, I have a meeting at my job, so let's do it Saturday. I said, what time? I said, I'll base my schedule around yours. She said, around 12. I said, okay, fine. I gave her till 1:06. Called the house. She did not answer the phone. So then I said, okay. So then I called back later. I said, April, she answered the phone. I was like, April, what's going on? Are you going to meet me to get the money? Well, Jeffrey's not back. I said, what does Jeffrey being back have to do with you giving me the money for the car? She said, well, I can't get to the bank. I said, well, April, he has the rental car. He doesn't have your car, so he's not going to be using your car. He's out of town. And she said, well, I have to wait till Jeffrey get back. I said, okay, fine. I said, well, you know that the car is supposed to have been turned back today. And I said, if the car goes any longer, you're going to be responsible for paying those extra days. She said, well, I know, but I'm not. She said, I don't have an ATM card, and I need to go to the bank, but I can't go to the bank until Monday because I don't have an ATM card.
Did she ever give you the money?
No, she didn't.
What happened with the $250 check?
Well, she gave me the check for the $250. I deposited it into my account. A few days later, I received a letter from my bank, which is right here, stating, please find and close a copy of the 12/24/2002 deposit of $250, which has been returned unpaid due to the account is closed. As a result, we have deducted this amount from your account along with a $20 return deposit fee.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Pay no attention to what he's saying to you, madam. I want you to understand this. You don't want me to make you look foolish, do you? You know I have that capacity to do that if you're lying to me.
And later today,
Why in the world, Mr. Peterson, would you come to court and say, I, in effect, committed statutory rape, and I'm here to ask her for rent?
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. LaVonda Newsom claims her ex-boyfriend's current girlfriend, April Harris, owes for a loan to rent a car. April says LaVonda should be suing her ex.
Okay. Okay, Miss Harris. I know there are a couple of other smaller issues with regard to gas in the car and that sort of stuff, but I would like to hear your version of these events, madam.
Okay. Granted, she was called to ask to rent the car for Jeffrey. Okay. She told me that she needed an extra $250 to show for a deposit in the...
Now, just a second. She called you? Or
she had informed me when she was calling the rental car companies.
I want to know how you got to the rental car company. Did you call her and ask her to rent this car?
I just said that. I
Well,
said
let's go a
after
little
I spoke
slower.
to her. Okay.
Let's go a little slower.
I called her.
You called her for what purpose?
To see if she would help me rent Jeffrey a car. Jeffrey was wanting to go home to Alabama for Christmas. She had told me that the amount of the rental required a $250 deposit. I told her that I would give her a check for $250. However, that check will not clear my bank. She said that was fine. I told her, and she did know, that if it's a deposit, that she would get the deposit back for the rental.
Why didn't you rent a car for Jeffrey?
My credit card was maxed out at the time. It was Christmas. And this was a
So,
last
Miss
minute
Harris,
thing.
listen to me carefully.
I'm listening.
So, Miss Newsom is correct when she says that you called and asked to rent a car for your boyfriend using her credit card because you couldn't use yours. This was going to be a gift for him from you, right?
For the both.
I didn't ask you a thing.
Actually,
this was going to be a gift from you for Jeffrey.
Yes.
All
However,
right.
sir, ma'am, I do apologize for that, Your Honor.
Just a second.
Per my understanding.
Don't tell me what your understanding was. Don't pay no attention to what he's saying to you, madam. I want you to understand this. You don't want me to make you look foolish, do you? You know I have that capacity to do that if you're lying to me. You understand that?
Yes.
You don't want to look foolish in front of a whole bunch of people, including Bird. So you called her and said, I want to rent a car for Jeffrey as a gift for him. But I don't have a credit card. Can we use yours? Which is pretty much what she said. Is that right?
Not in the same language that you just
I don't
spoke
care
back
what
in high
language
school.
it was.
Well,
That was the
if you want me to tell
understanding.
you what happened, then I would be more than happy to tell you my side. But that would require me speaking.
Around Christmas, according to your answer that you swore to, Miss Newsom, that's her, wanted to rent a car for the holidays but lacked the $250 deposit. That's what you swore to in your answer, but that wasn't true. You called her to rent a car for him.
Per my understanding, they had already spoke about renting a car to go down there.
True. And she already
She needed
knew.
an extra $250 deposit.
She knew. She knew about
No,
the
no.
check and everything.
No.
She knew.
No. I didn't speak to you.
Well, the truth ain't been told here.
Did you hear? Did you hear me? I didn't speak to you.
I understand that.
Good, then sit down.
I'll do so. I'm tired of standing.
Good. I know, you probably work very hard.
I do.
No, he don't.
I do.
You do?
He don't.
Really? How much child support does he pay?
He doesn't pay me. He's been sworn. He
Need to
doesn't
check
pay
the
me.
mail.
Okay, question. I'm gonna answer your question. 0. How much? 0.
take some of his gold. Maybe we can sell it.
Exactly.
Listen! Your answer, Miss Harris, says she wanted to rent a car but lacked $250. Now, what doesn't make sense is for her to want to do something nice for Jeffrey. Do you understand? I don't even know Jeffrey, and I wouldn't want to do anything nice for him for Christmas.
Exactly.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. LaVonda Newsom claims her ex-boyfriend's current girlfriend, April Harris, owes for a loan to rent a car. April says LaVonda should be suing her ex.
Did he have a good time over the holiday?
I don't think so. I don't know.
You don't live together anymore?
Yes, we still do.
So when he came back, you didn't say to him, honey, did you have a good time?
No, because all of this was just too much drama filled. In other words, I was trying to do a good deed, and I'm the one who got snipped in the butt.
A good deed for whom?
For him, and per my understanding for her, because her daughter was going away with her father for Christmas, so she was going, Quavon was going with her, with Jeffrey. So basically, all in the matter is to settle things, to make everything just copacetic for Christmas. Her daughter's going to be with her father. Quavon would have been with Jeffrey. She would have been on for Christmas. I would have been on for Christmas. The check was given. She was aware of that, okay?
I'm talking about who called whom. You called her.
They called
and according
both.
to you, said to her, would you do this for me because I don't have a credit card that I can use? That's what you said to her.
Pretty much, because she was calling wanting to know if Jeffrey would be able to take their son, or is Jeffrey still going to take their son to Alabama?
Exactly.
And I said, I'm not sure yet, because
Right.
Jeffrey, until the last moment, did not say he really wanted to go until Christmas Eve.
But you had made the arrangement before Christmas Eve to rent the car for him, is that right?
Not with her, no.
He called me a week prior.
What date did you call her to rent the car?
I think it was the day before New Year's Eve, which was
The
the
day,
23rd.
but not New Year's Eve, you mean Christmas.
The day before, which would have been the 23rd of December.
So I'm saying to you, you said he didn't make up his mind that he wanted to go until Christmas Eve, but you had spoken to her before.
No, I didn't speak to her until that day.
A day prior is before.
A day before.
Well, yes, ma'am, yeah.
Give her money, $600. Judgment for the plaintiff. Goodbye. Hope you enjoy him.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Whatever the situation may be, she should have went at him. So obviously there's some type of vendetta, but she got her money, so she has no reason to call my house. She has no reason to bother me whatsoever. So I hope she just gets to life and get on with herself.
Even though she told me I should have got it from Jeffrey, but I wouldn't have rented the car if Jeffrey would have came to me and asked me for the car. I did it for the sake of her and my son because she came to me because me and her was cool.
She wanted me to take my son out of town. She wanted to go do whatever she wanted to do, and that's case closed, you know?
My son is going to be, he's the one that's going to basically be out of it due to the fact I'm not letting him see his dad due to the fact his dad don't pay child support.
That ain't got nothing to do with this here. You running business all out like that.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Peterson versus Matheson. Step forward, please.
21-year-old equipment operator Edward Peterson is suing the mother of his underage ex-girlfriend, healthcare provider Sherry Matheson, for unpaid rent. Sherry claims, in lieu of rent, she did housework.
Mr. Peterson, it is your claim that the defendant owes you for rent. Owes you for rent for herself and her daughter when they lived with you in a shared house and you were all on a lease.
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Matheson says there was never an agreement that she was going to pay you rent. Mr. Peterson, when did you lease this house and who lived there?
I began the lease on this house, I believe it was the 4th of October of last year, and the initial parties that moved in were myself, Sherry, her daughter Amber, and Sherry's boyfriend Dan.
Now, in reading these papers, it is intimated in these papers that Amber, that's the daughter, was your girlfriend.
Yes, ma'am.
And how old are you, sir?
I'm 21 years old.
And how old was Amber when she moved in?
I found out that she was 16.
Amber was 16.
Now, I was at the
Wait,
time...
shh. Okay, what you know. Amber was 16 at the time, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, how many bedrooms were in this house?
It was a 2-bedroom townhome.
I assume that Miss Matheson, who moved in with her boyfriend, and your boyfriend's name is?
Dan.
Dan, shared one bedroom.
Yes, ma'am.
And you shared another bedroom with Amber?
Yes, ma'am.
With her mother's consent?
Yes.
Shame on you. Big time. How many months did that arrangement continue?
That arrangement continued for 2 months, and at the end of the second month, I had not received any money from Amber or her mother for the
Amber
rent.
wasn't going to pay you any money, sir. Is that the arrangement, that Amber pay you money?
The arrangement was that everybody pays their own portion of the rent. There were 4 of us living
Amber
there.
can't pay her portion of the rent because Amber's a minor. Right?
Correct.
So how much was her mother supposed to pay?
Let's see. Her mother would have paid the $312 for herself per month, and the agreement was that she would also pay the $312 for her daughter, which would be $625.
Bull. Bull. There's no way that Miss Matheson said to you, "You're sleeping with my daughter in your bedroom, and I'm going to pay her rent." You're lucky you're not in jail, sir. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Your lawsuit is the height of chutzpah. Why you would expose yourself is absolutely beyond me. Are you still in this apartment?
Yes, I am.
So why in the world, Mr. Peterson, would you come to court and say, I, in effect, depending upon the jurisdiction where I lived, committed statutory rape, and I'm here to ask her for rent?
The reason is, Your Honor, because for the months of December, January, February, and March, I was laid off from my job.
Yes.
And I needed their portion of the rent to help cover the bills of the townhome, help cover the rent and utility bills, which is the whole reason we're in court.
All right, Miss Matheson, you tell me. I mean, because I'm not too fond of you either. I want to explain that to you. I think as a mother, you are a jerk. But you want to explain to me, madam, what you claim this rent arrangement was?
When we agreed to move in together, he said that he would take care of Amber's portion of the rent and everything.
Of course he did.
And he said, Dan will end up taking care of yours. And he said, and with you doing the laundry and the cleaning and always had meals fixed and everything, he said, that'll take care of yours.
And then what happened to
Dan?
Dan?
I always put money in and paid because I always had money coming in.
From what?
From my savings account in Kansas. And then I had child support.
Did your ex-husband know what these living arrangements were in this house?
Yeah, he doesn't care. He doesn't care about his daughter at all.
That's lovely to hear. I think you people all deserve each other. Except you. The case is dismissed, sir. You're lucky you're not in jail. You don't have any other children, do you?
Mm-mm.
Perfect.
Parties are excused. Step out, please.
You know, I really feel that, they were living with me, they took advantage of me.
There's no way. I'm pregnant with his baby. He knows it's his.
I don't believe that I am. And if it does come that I am the father, I will take care of it.
If the child is his, he's gonna pay child support. I don't know about if we're gonna go to court for visitation or not.
All I was here for was just to collect the rent money that I feel is owed to me.
Don't trust people that you've just known a few days or a few weeks, a few months. Be sure you know them through and through before you go and do anything stupid.
Her money when she returns the engagement ring.
Order. All rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please. Now, this is case number 574 on the calendar in the matter of Klein versus Collier. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Miss Klein, the defendant is your former fiance who you claim owes you for a car loan.
Yes.
A loan which was taken out in your name. He signed a note, according to you. Is that right, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
He was paying the note, I assume, for a period of time, and then
Yes,
when
he
you
did.
broke up, he stopped paying the car loan. You want that. In addition, you want some miscellaneous expenses that you had to incur in order to get him out of your apartment. The defendant, Mr. Collier, says that you have the engagement ring worth $3,000, you have his motorcycle worth some more money, and that you agreed that when you separated, it would be sort of a clean slate, and there wouldn't be any debts. Is that your defense, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let's start with the car loan. You acknowledge the loan.
Yes.
How much is left on the loan?
$4,800 and some change.
Is that right?
That is correct.
Okay. So you tell me, Mr. Collier, why you believe you are not responsible for this loan.
Well, I felt, Mrs. Judge Judy, that when we got engaged February 8th and that everything was going good, and that Wednesday, for some reason, she starts freaking out, calling my gym, seeing if I'm at the gym or not. And so I come home and say, what's going on? She goes, I just want to believe that you really love me. And I said, well, Christine, why did you take the ring and start acting like this? Then that Thursday, she went through my cell phone bill, called a couple of friends, asked if we had sexual relationships. And, you know, they said no. One told her yeah, and said that, you know, we did 3 times, and I tried to tell her we didn't. I don't, you know, and the girl goes to my gym. So then I said, you know, we can't do this anymore. Let's get our own, I'll get my own apartment, I'll move out. She agreed with that. She actually was gonna sign for me to get the apartment because we didn't know if I would be able to get it in my name. We went out and looked that day. They turned me down when they saw my credit. Then we went through another week.
And were you still living together?
Yeah, we're still together. She asked me to stay away from home as much as I can. So I said, okay, no problem. I would stay at the gym as long as I could. Come home, I was sleeping on the sofa. So then we went through that week. The 21st came up. We went to a Laker game together, having fun, drinking. Everything was going good still. I think, okay, I'll get my own apartment. We'll try to make it work. If we can't, we can't. That Saturday, we both get up to go to the gym. She goes to her gym, I go to my gym. She goes, are you going to take the dogs for a walk? I said, yeah, I am. She goes, well, I'll go with you guys. We went for a walk. I went off to the gym. I said, I'll be home at 12. We'll go look for an apartment. I get home. There was 2 officers there with my stuff outside. I didn't know what to say. And I just stood there. And then they said, you have an hour to get it out of here. And then when we talked about me moving in the first place.
Don't go back. Don't go backwards.
Okay. Well,
Mr. Collier, don't go backwards. Just go forwards.
Okay.
So we are now, your stuff is in a U-Haul.
Right.
Okay, good. Where's the engagement ring?
I exchanged it for earrings because it was on my credit card. I was solely responsible to pay for it.
It was on my credit card. I have the receipt right here.
Yeah, but it's under my name. I'm paying for it. And he actually had the nerve to ask for me to give him the ring back so he could pawn it for money to move out. So I'll pay for my ring twice.
1 second. He signed for it.
Right, because he had a credit card under my account. My mistake.
Is this her credit card, sir?
It was, well, I was on there, yes.
This is her credit card.
It's, yeah.
Shh, listen to me. I have a question for you, Mr.
Okay, go
Shh.
ahead.
It's her credit card. She gave you an additional card as an additional card holder.
Right.
When was the engagement ring purchased?
February 8th.
March 1st. Did you make a payment on the credit card?
No, I didn't.
There you go. Who did you expect to pay the credit card bill?
Well, I was going to pay the credit. Christine.
But you didn't.
But Judy.
So right now, listen to me, sir.
Okay.
Your defense to this $4,800 car loan is that she kept the engagement ring. That's
right.
one. But she's paying for the engagement ring.
Right.
You're not.
Right.
So you don't get a credit for that, sir.
But
You understand? You don't get a credit for the thought. You get a credit for the money. It was nice of you to buy it, but you also have to pay for it. You didn't pay for it, you don't get it back. Clear?
Yes.
What's the next thing? The next thing you wrote down here is, shouldn't have to pay for something because she has your motorcycle. Tell me about the motorcycle.
Motorcycle, she signed for it. For 4 months, I made payments on the bike.
Hold on.
And insurance.
Hold on a second. Motorcycle, purchased when?
10/12, 2002.
How much was it purchased for?
With tax and license, I don't know, 13, 12, something.
$13, $12 or
$1,000.
Let's say $12,000.
$12,000.
She took out the loan for it.
She didn't take out any loans on it. She just signed for it. I made all the payments on it.
Shh, listen to me carefully. You made 4 payments on it, you said.
Yes.
Shh, listen to me carefully. Shh. I want you to be quiet. Okay. Trying to get a point across to him. You made 4 payments on it.
Yes.
Each payment was how much?
$250 plus with insurance.
I'm just talking about the payments.
$200 for the payments.
$200 for the payments. So you made a total of $800. Miss Klein, I want you to be quiet. I want you to stand still and just be quiet. So you made $800 in payments.
Yes.
On a $12,000 motorcycle.
Right.
She has the motorcycle.
Yeah, I don't know where it is now.
She has it.
Yes.
You don't know where it is.
No.
You don't have it.
No.
Who is obligated to pay the $12,000 for the bicycle, you or Miss Klein?
Miss Klein.
So she has back the ring, which she made into earrings, because she doesn't want your ring, but she's paying for it. So that's not a credit towards the $4,800 you owe her for the car. She has the motorcycle, which she is obligated to pay $12,000 for because she signed for it, and you made 4 payments of $200 each, and I assume you drove a motorcycle for 4 months. Is that right?
Well, when it was nice out.
I don't care whether you drove it in the rain or in a blizzard, sir.
Well,
you had it.
I rode it.
You had it. You rode it. You used it. You paid $200 a month for the use of it, right? Forget it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She changed her mind.
She changed her mind. But then she files this claim saying that she asked me for the money.
She changed her mind, sir. She decided that you weren't as good as she thought you were.
And later today,
She was a friend of yours, and she said, you can come and stay in my house, take care of my dog. While you were there, babysitting for the house and the dog ate your dentures.
Yes.
Right?
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Christine Klein says ex-fiancé Ricky Collier owes for an unpaid car loan. She also says she's keeping the engagement ring because she's the one who paid for it.
Mr. Collier, why else don't you owe her for the car loan, sir?
Because we had an agreement that if I go on my own, she knew that I couldn't afford an apartment on my own, that she would take the loss on all the bills that we had together.
Why would she do that for you?
But that's what she said. And I said, are you sure you want to do that, Christine? She said, yes, I'll get another loan to pay off everything. That's what she said to me.
Well, why would somebody want to do that for you, Mr. Collier?
Judge Judy, that's what she said to me. I talked to her and I said, Christine, are you sure you want to do that?
She changed her mind.
She changed her mind. I totally
That's
understand
what women do. That's what women do. They change their mind.
I understand that.
She decided you weren't as good as she thought. I'm speaking.
But then she files this claim saying that she asked me for the money. And we haven't talked since the 21st.
Mr. Collier, didn't you notice my mouth moving, sir?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Judge Judy.
She changed her mind, sir. She decided that you weren't as good as she thought you were. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
She wants her money back. Miss Klein, I know that you want to get into how you had to get bodyguards and hire people to get him out of your apartment. That's not my problem. Don't visit it on me. Visit on me only the fact that he owes you $4,800 for the car. Now, you both agree that that's what's left on the loan? Is that right?
Yes.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $4,800. Thank you very much. Go have a happy life.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm clueless as to why he's clueless, as to why he was kicked out when he was abusing me back since July of last year.
She probably felt like I was going to get angry if she kicked me out.
He's a master manipulator and an abuser, and I fell into the trap.
Because I have the tendency to get angry.
I'm just glad to be free and away from him at this point.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Romine versus Gauthier. Step forward, please.
Child care provider Karen Romine is suing her former friend, realtor Dolores Gauthier, for the cost of her dentures. Karen says, while pet sitting for Dolores, her dog ate them.
Miss Romaine, you were house sitting for the defendant and pet sitting, is that right?
Yes, I was.
Had you done that before?
No.
Were you doing it as a neighbor, as a friend, or were you being paid?
As a friend. I think she was trying to get me out of the house where my daughter and I were sharing a house, and I have 4 grandkids, and kind of for sanity ways.
And what?
For my own mental.
For your sanity. So she was a friend of yours, and she said, you can come and stay in my house, take care of my dog, take care of my house while I'm on vacation, give you a little bit of a break. Is that right?
Yes.
And your complaint is that while you were there babysitting for the house and the dog ate your dentures.
Yes.
Right? Shh. And these dentures you had placed up on counter.
Yes.
Dog jumped up and chewed them. Right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Miss Romaine, whose fault is that?
I guess it could be mine. I thought the counter was high enough where the dog couldn't reach him.
When you say, I guess it could be mine, she was on vacation, right?
Yes.
So it couldn't be hers. You can't sue the dog. So what are we doing here?
Well, I thought it would be her responsibility since I was watching the dog. Yeah, and
No, you're supposed to take responsibility for your own actions. Miss Romaine, you answered right the first time, which is what surprised me about your lawsuit to begin with. She's on vacation. You agree to watch the dog. You're watching the dog, and you were supposed to watch and take care of your own property. The fact that you miscalculated and let the dog get a hold of your property and destroyed it doesn't make her responsible. Makes you responsible. So you got to take care of your own business. Right?
You're right.
Perfect. Good. Then we don't have to bother each other any further. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
went well?
It was quick.
I came home from vacation and she showed me a baggie with her teeth in them.
Your dog ate my teeth.
Well, I felt bad, but I felt she was negligent.
We're still friends.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Montgomery versus McCarthy, step forward, please.
25-year-old student Brandy Montgomery is suing small business owner Caitlin McCarthy for having her falsely arrested. Caitlin says Brandy charged at her swinging a keychain.
Well, quite frankly, I read both your complaint and answer in this case, and I really am quite confused. The best I can come up with is that, Miss Montgomery, it is your claim that the defendant filed a false police report and had you arrested for assault.
Yes.
Those charges were ultimately dismissed. You say they were false to begin with. Ms. McCarthy says that you did, in fact, hit her with a set of keys. Is that
Yes.
right? Mm-hmm. How do you know each other? I couldn't even figure that out from the papers.
Ma'am, her friend was my roommate, and that's how we met.
Now, you say it was a friend of your roommate. Who's your roommate?
Our roommate was Dakota. Her name was Dakota.
She lived with you and your husband?
Yes, ma'am.
Until when?
That day she was moving out was that day. The reason she was moving out is because we were not getting along. So she had decided to move out, and we were moving out a couple days after that.
Go ahead.
I had met her once when I first moved in with Dakota, which was the roommate, and then again on the day of the incident.
All right, well, I'd like you to tell me your version of what happened on the day of the incident, which was when?
It was on July 28th. I have a police report right here. Would you like?
I'd like to see it. Come on, start talking.
Sorry. My husband and I got home from picking him up from work. We go downstairs to where we live, which is like a 2-story condo type place. We go downstairs. I decide to go to the store, so I go back up. So I go upstairs. I saw the defendant in the driveway. I walk past her. I do not say any words to her. I get in my car. I drive away. I go to the store. I come back from the store, and there's sheriffs. There's about 4 sheriff cars in the driveway. I park my car, walk towards my driveway. I get arrested.
And that's all you know?
That's all I know.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 25-year-old student Brandy Montgomery is suing small business owner Caitlin McCarthy for having her falsely arrested. Caitlin says Brandy charged at her swinging a keychain.
All right, Miss McCarthy, now I'll hear you.
Judge, I didn't know either Dakota except for that day. I have never met the plaintiff before the day of incident. I was asked by a friend to come and help her move. She said she needed to move very quickly because there was some back rent due. The landlord wanted the money and she didn't have it.
Who's the friend?
The friend is Beverly. She lives in Nevada, but she had introduced us.
Beverly, but nobody connected with the plaintiff.
No, I don't know any of these people.
Beverly is somebody that is not involved in this case other than the fact that Beverly asked you to go and move Dakota.
Correct. That's correct.
So you were actually in the plaintiff's apartment,
yes, ma'am,
helping Dakota move.
Yes.
Oh, well, now I understand.
Yes.
Go ahead.
We had moved for a couple of hours, been packing boxes. In fact, the plaintiff did come with her husband back to the house while we were moving. So I'm helping her move, and I was in the kitchen, I was packing things, kitchen items, and Brandy walked in with her husband. They were very agitated, started to go through boxes, opening them to see what was in them. I thought, well, she might be afraid that something was being taken, right?
Right.
She came over to me where I was packing, and she bumped into me, knocked me into the box that I was packing. She was very aggressive, and she opened up the box, started to dig through.
Did you say anything to her? Did she say anything to you?
Not a thing. She didn't even say, I'm Brandy. She didn't say anything. She just did this act. I saw the agitation. I was in damage control. I thought, I don't know what's going on with these two, but I'm just going to let her look. I did. She went out, went away. A few minutes later, I went out to the garage. I went to get another box. Upon returning...
And you were doing this as a favor to Beverly?
Yes.
Why?
Yes. Well, she's a very good friend of mine, and I just...
And how did she know Dakota?
I have no idea how they met, but I had something to do with their work. And she didn't have anybody there. That was the thing. She had no family, no friends. She hadn't been there very long. And so Beverly said, this girl needs help. She needs to move out today because she had surrendered the property to the landlords for non-payment. So I went over to help. She had hired some other help as well. So we were all moving, and this incident took place. I went out to the garage. I came back from the garage with a box in my hand, and Brandy stood in front of me, blocking my path to the kitchen. I didn't know what her reason to confront me was, since I didn't know her or what was going on.
Did you say anything to her?
I didn't say anything to her first. She said something to me.
What did she say?
Well, she was swinging her keys, and she had a hand on her hip and was very agitated with me, and I didn't know why. And she said, I'm not moving, and there's not a thing you can do about it. I don't know why that would matter to me, whether she moved or didn't. I was there to help Dakota get out, and I didn't know what all these incidences were between them. I said to her, well, whatever, but you need to let me pass so we can move. I went ahead and started to move, and she was swinging her keys. She advanced on me, and the key came right to my face as she was swinging it. All I did was pull my face back, and it just grazed my chin. I decided that was pretty aggressive for me. I didn't know whether, it was going to escalate.
Aggressive?
So I went and I called the police on my cell phone.
Okay, back to you.
These are the keys, ma'am. If I swung these keys around and hit somebody with them, they would leave a pretty giant mark.
Not necessarily. I believe her. I have to make a judgment.
Correct.
She tells a very simplistic story. Can you think of a reason, Miss Montgomery, that Miss McCarthy, you didn't know her, according to both of you? Think of a reason why she would call the police on you.
She knew that Dakota and I had gotten into it, and the police had already been out to the house 2 prior times between me and my roommate. Yes. And the police had told us that if they came out again, that somebody would be arrested. So I believe that she did it in spite to get me arrested, to prove a point to me, because my roommate said I owed her money for back rent.
What did she have to do with that?
Ma'am, I did not swing keys.
Yes, you did. Sure you did.
Yes, you did.
Sure you did. You were angry. You had a fight. You didn't know who she was. She was helping your roommate. You swung keys. You didn't injure her. You didn't hurt her, but she had an absolute right to call the police. Grow up. Case dismissed.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm very disappointed.
No good deed goes unpunished.
I don't think the judge really understood it.
My whole purpose of going there that day was to help a friend move. That was it.
It's done and over with.
No reason for her to aggress on me. I don't think anybody should aggress on anybody. If you've got issues, there's courts for them.
Some people just have a better word and can play a better act.
I think it all started before I showed up. I just happened to be the person in that spot at the moment.
I got to spend 12 hours in jail in shorts and a short sleeve shirt and no shoes.
Well, just be careful when you help people.
Unpaid utility bills.
Order. Come to order. All rise. Now, this is case number 553 on the calendar in the matter of Bennett versus Robinson. You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Mrs. Bennett, the defendant is your son,
yes, ma'am,
who you claim owes you for some utility bills that were incurred when you lived in a house together with your son, his wife, and their children. And then in a duplex house, you lived in one floor and they lived in another, and the utilities in both places were in your name.
Yes.
And you claimed that there was an agreement that he'd pay those bills.
In his apartment only.
Okay. Well, first tell me about the house that you shared together. When did you move into that house?
July of 2001.
Why did you move in together?
Well, Bob was having financial problems, and he needed Karen.
Don't answer. I'm going to get to you. Promise you.
He
was having the financial problems?
Yes.
Go ahead.
And he needed Karen to go to work, but he also needed someone to watch the kids. So me moving in, helping with the rent and utilities, and watching the children would help them.
What's your first name?
Robert.
Robert. Don't speak until it's your turn. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So that's why you moved in?
Right.
Were they already living in this house?
No, we got it together. They had moved out of their apartment in with me. I had a 2-bedroom house. Of course, it was just too small for all of us.
Okay. Listen to me carefully, sir. I'm going to ask you a question. So far, is it correct that you and your wife and your children, at some point prior to July of 2001, moved in, even for a short time, with your mother in her house that had 2 bedrooms?
Yeah, but the arrangement was we were going to look for it. Yes.
Requires a simple yes or a no.
Yes.
And how long did you live with your mother in her house?
For like a month, just until we found a large place. That's
Good.
it.
And then?
That was the arrangement.
Does your wife listen to you? Do you make the rules in your house?
Yes.
Not here. Not here. Okay, so then you moved into a house together. And what was the financial arrangement?
I had the upstairs bedroom. I would give him $400 a month for rent, utilities, plus I would chip in anywhere from $100 to $150 for food every month.
And what was the entire rent on the house?
$1,200, I think it was.
Okay, and how long did you live there?
1 year.
Okay. Robert, listen
Yes.
to me carefully. Did you live in this house for approximately 1 year from August of 2001 until August of 2002?
Yes.
Why were the utilities put in your name?
Because Bob owed back bills and couldn't have them on in his name.
And what was the arrangement with regard to the utility bills?
That he would pay him, you know, I give him $400 a month toward rent and utilities.
And he would pay the bills?
Right.
Okay. How much was left owing on those bills when you and your son and his family moved out of that house?
On the electric, the transfer amount was $684.04. And it was $315.05 on the gas.
So those amounts were transferred to the new account that was opened in the duplex.
Yes.
For some strange reason, you continue to have the accounts in your name?
Yes.
For both apartments?
Yes.
And what amounts were built up on his apartment only while you were there?
Well, I got a final bill for him in the gas for $1,290.98, and the electric, $884.18, and the cable, $836.64.
And those are just his bills, not yours?
No.
Okay. Good. Now it's your turn.
Okay. When we moved into the house originally, now she may have given me $400 a month or around $400 a month, but during the month, she'd be like, Bobby got $20, I want to go to bingo. You know, can you buy me cigarettes, buy me some more pop, buy me this, buy me that, keep a gas in my car. So by the end of the month, I mean, it's like I got nothing from her.
So let me understand this. In the first house that you lived together,
Yeah.
your arrangement with your mother is, as she indicated, she would give you... She may let you cut her off. I don't. The arrangement was as indicated, which was your mother gave you $400, and the first part of your defense is that during the course of the year, she would say to you, Bobby, I got 20 bucks for gas, I need cigarettes, can you buy them for me? So it's your position that she ate into that $400 a month. So that's the first part of it. Okay? Now I'm ready to hear the rest.
Well, anyway, everything got tense in the house. Living together doesn't work. You know, I'm the man in my house, and then, you know, I don't need a mommy in the house, you know. So anyway, we found a place that we could rent both the upper and lower apartments, so we rented them. She transferred the balances from that house to my bills in the lower apartment.
Okay. And you thought that was wrong?
No.
You didn't?
No.
Oh, even though, you know, the cigarettes and the gum and the candy and the gas, you still didn't think it was wrong because it was money that you owed her?
No. To be honest, I would just assume leave it alone. You can't tell her what to, you know, you can't.
I don't want to tell you. We're in a court now.
You can't prove her wrong. You know what I mean? I mean, it's either her way or no way or an argument, and I just assume leave it alone.
So you did. Just a second. So you did, and you accepted the transfer to your account in the other apartment.
Yes.
Keep going.
Okay. Bills start coming. She come downstairs. Your gas is $200. I need that. You know. She would never show me any bills or anything. She'd just tell me amounts.
The bills went to her?
The bills went to the house. She would get them out of the mailbox. If I would dare open a piece of mail that was in her name, I mean, she would have a coronary.
He's lying.
Oh, yeah.
Of course he is. Of course he is. Because how did he know that the bills were transferred to the lower unit?
How do I know?
Unless he saw them.
Well, I saw them, but if I dare open one, it would be nothing but a
You mean you were able to do a Carnac with the bill? You were able to go like this? This is a bill, and this is the amount, and this was the transfer amount. So you had to have seen it.
No.
Right?
No.
You just told me
I
so
saw
that
the bill. I just didn't see the amount. I knew the bill was there. This was started this stuff. I opened one, and I saw the balances on there. And the balances were astronomical, and I'm like, Ma, what's happened to this money? I've been giving you money every month, you know, and you're not paying the bills.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
So how much did you give her every month?
I don't have records. I mean, I just gave her what she asked for. You know? It's my mother. It's my mother. She lives upstairs.
Stop being a big baby, Bob.
And later today,
She herself is not even on the lease.
Yeah.
Then I come to find out we are not even supposed to be there.
Okay, fine. That's not why you moved out. Left on your own.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Janet Bennett says her son Bob Robinson owes for unpaid utility bills. Bob says his mother is always asking for money.
Let me understand. First part of defense was that that you gave her cigarette money that ate into her $400 a month rent.
That wasn't really part of the defense.
Shh, sir, then what'd you tell me about it for? I have other things to do today.
I'm just telling what kind of person she is.
Listen to me. She's not my mother, and I'm not looking for any friends. So that I don't have to know what kind of a person she is. I want to know what your defense is to this. So that you want me not to think about that defense. So whatever the transferred amounts were, that you accept, the amounts that were transferred to your lower unit.
Yeah, but I paid the balances.
Okay. So now you're telling me that you paid that balance of $900.
Not in full, no. She made a payment.
How much did you pay?
She made a payment agreement with the gas company. So we moved to a cheaper rent apartment. I had extra money. So I said, make a payment arrangement with the gas company, and I would pay these balances.
So how much did you give her every month?
I don't have records. I mean, I just gave her what she asked for. You know? It's my mother. It's my mother. She lives upstairs.
Bob,
I need $200 for the gas. All right, here.
What kind of business are you in, Bob?
I'm in the cab business.
You're in a taxi cab business. So you know how much you take in, you know how much you take out, you know how much you pay for gas, you know all about those things.
Sure.
If you know that you have a problem with the gas company...
I didn't at then. I didn't.
Well, you did. You had a problem with all your utilities. You don't build up utility bill of $1,000 for various utilities because you paid them.
That's easy up north. Especially like this. I mean, even this year. I mean, I'm living in a small place. My bills are $400 a month.
How does one build up an $800 cable bill?
Well, that's because she didn't take the boxes back. The converted boxes.
Just a minute.
I told her to take them back.
You.
I told her to take them back. She didn't take them back.
Why didn't you take them back?
Because it wasn't in my name. I asked her to do it.
Just a minute. In whose house were they?
Our house at the time.
Why didn't you or your wife take them back?
Because I worked. She doesn't drive.
What did you do with them?
We lived in the country, and
What happened to them?
I don't know. They may have got left. I don't know.
Stop being a big baby. You owe your mother the money. Come on.
I don't.
Stop being a big.
No, I don't owe my mother nothing.
Stop being a big baby,
I don't
Bob.
owe my mother the money. I give her money all the time. Okay.
I don't.
Bob
Listen
can
to
have
me.
$20 to go to bingo. Can I do? No, she still does it now.
I'm not talking.
She still does it now.
I'm not talking to you.
You know,
sir.
I feel like I have another.
I
feel like I have another child.
Shh, listen to me.
I feel like I have another child here. I really do. I love my mother to death, but she's a pain in the ass.
Then don't live with her.
I'm not. She's moving. That's great.
Shh. I want you to try to listen. Try to receive rather than give out. I mean, I know it's hard. When you pull in your parent to help out, there's always a problem. When you're a grown-up and you have your own family and you want to make all of your own decisions, then you live separate and apart from your mother. But if you're a grown-up and you have your family and you have to ask for whatever assistance it is, even for a short time, from your mother, and then you say, well, you may be my mother, but you're not my mother who's going to give me advice. You're not my mother who's going to tell me what to do. She wouldn't have to tell you what to do if you didn't ask her for a favor. You asked her for a favor. Whatever it was, your circumstances were such that you couldn't cut it alone. So you moved in with her, even for a short period of time. And that creates friction. But how many grandmothers do your children have?
One.
You are being so totally unfair to her and your children.
Why is that?
Because children are entitled to have the widest possible community of love and affection that they can. And if, because of this argument that you're having with your mom, your children are affected by it, that's a terrible thing to do to your kids. Now, if you think, Bob, that I believe that it's the right thing for a mother to sue her child, I don't.
No.
I think that, Mrs. Bennett, that it's a dumb thing to do, because I think that what you have to do is you have to take a hard swallow and say, I'm not going to put myself in that situation again because I can't afford it, but I'm not going to sue my son because I just refuse to do that. So I think that that's a mistake. I believe you that he owes you the money for the utility bills. I think that he probably hit some hard times, and he has got kids, and he's got his own expenses, and he has gas, and he has food, and he probably has insurance, and he has medical bills, and he has all kinds of other stuff, so that you were covering this, and it was on the back burner. And I believe that everything else that he's telling me are excuses, but I think it's a mistake to sue your child. That being said, I think that if you use as retaliation that you're going to cut her off from her grandchildren, that's a mistake, because it's a mistake for your children.
I just think, I mean, she has the audacity to try and sue me for money that was paid to her.
I don't believe it was paid to her, Bob.
It was.
I don't believe it was paid to her out of gas money and cigarette money.
That being said,
listen to me. That being said, you asked for her help.
Because she has copies of bills that she didn't pay?
Receive. I just said to you, It's a mistake to embroil your children in adult problems. In any event, judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm not proud of what I had to do, but I had to do it.
Well, you've been conned by the biggest con artist I know.
I love my son. I love my grandkids, and he won't let me see them.
What's she gonna sue me for next, you know?
He blows up and says, I'm a man, you know, I don't need a mommy.
I mean, I don't care now. She's moving. Goodbye.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Cotton Price versus Grum Boys. Step forward, please.
Medical assistant Victoria Cotton and tax assistant Dane Price are suing their former roommate, bartender Angela Grumboyce, for overcharging them for rent and emotional distress.
Who is speaking for the two of you?
That would be myself, Your Honor.
And you are?
Victoria Cotton.
All right, Miss Cotton, you and Mr. Price rented a room, answered an ad and rented a room from the defendant. And it is your claim that you were overcharged in rent and some other nonsense about her not telling you about her past, which you think she should have told you before you rented the room. Is that right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Let me take care of that part first.
Okay.
You're not entitled to know the social criminal background of anybody who is your landlord. You're renting a room, she doesn't have to tell you whether she suffers from any illness whatsoever. Nor does she have to give you information regarding if she had any prior activities with law enforcement or social services. You're not entitled to that. Do you understand?
I understand.
Good. Now let's talk about the rent. When did you answer this ad, and when did you move in?
I answered the ad on April the 23rd. I moved into her home on April the 30th.
Who moved in?
I did, Your Honor.
Just you?
Yes.
So what's he doing here?
I've been living there since January.
With her?
No.
So what are you doing there as plaintiff?
I was being overcharged in the beginning, but I didn't even notice it because I was at work all the time. She brought it to my attention.
So the two of you moved in separately?
That's correct.
And you're both suing her for overcharging you rent?
Correct. That's correct.
Tell me what kind of an apartment this was.
It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It was to include laundry and kitchen privileges.
Uh-huh.
When I met with Ms. Grumboyce, I stated to her that I had 2 children. One would be with me constantly. The other one was going to be with me on a part-time basis.
And when did you move in?
January 1st.
Okay. And what was the rent that you agreed on?
$475.
And what rent were you paying?
I was paying $500, Your Honor.
Now, why do you think she was overcharging you in rent?
When I first interviewed with her, she had stated to myself and to Mr. Price that we were all going to be paying equal shares of rent and utilities. Shortly after I had moved in, I had noticed some behavior and things that caused me to investigate further. I went to her manager's office at the apartment complex and I inquired as to what the rent was. She told me that the rent was $1,200 a month. Well, with my $500, Mr. Price's $475, I calculated that she was paying $200 to $225.
Mm-hmm.
I also know that previous tenants before me paid $550, which means that she paid even less.
And how many months did you live there?
I lived there for 2.
And how many months did you live there, sir?
6.
Okay. So let me tell you a little about what the law is. This is not a rent-controlled situation. This is not a situation where the government does oversight when someone rents rooms in their apartment or even rents rooms in their house. Let's say you're renting an apartment in a big apartment building, and you want to negotiate the rent with the landlord who wants to charge you $500 a month. And the landlord says to you, listen, I have to charge you $500 a month rent because it costs me $400 a month in order to maintain each unit. So in order for me to make any profit, I have to charge you $500. And you agree to pay $500. Later, you find out that it only costs the landlord $300 a month to maintain each unit. You think that you can go back to the landlord and say, I want a reduction in my rent. That doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. If it's true that she said that to you, that you were going to be sharing the rent equally, that's what they call in the trade puffing. That's like when you go to buy a car and the salesman said, listen, the car costs us $26,000. I'm giving it to you for $50 over that price. And you say, okay. And then you find out that instead of making $50 on the car sale, he made $550 on the car sale. You think he's going to give you back your money? She was cutting her rent. There's nothing wrong with that.
Your Honor, she herself is not even on the lease. She's lived there for 10.5 years.
Yeah.
Then I come to find out we are not even supposed to be there. Her contract specifically states that she is not to be subleasing, although her management company claims that they know that she has roommates.
Okay, fine. That's not why you moved out. You weren't evicted, were you?
No.
Left on your own. She's allowed to do what she's doing. There's no oversight. So you don't have a lawsuit. Do you understand that? But that's the law. Do you understand that that's the law, whether you agree with it or not?
I understand.
That's what the law is. So you're not living there anymore. Go, be happy, have a nice life. Forget it. Goodbye. You were lovely. You presented a very good case.
Yeah, right.
Victoria lied about that I agreed to split it 3 ways with her when she moved in. That was a flat-out lie.
I have no comment.
I thought that she should pay a little more than 1/3 because she has 2 children that have been living in my home as well as herself.
Actually, I have no comment at this point.
She didn't think that she should have to pay more than 1/3, and I said, whoa, wait a minute, and it was only $21.04 more.
I'd like to reserve my right to have no comment.
तो आज हम कर रहे हैं देखो कंप्यूटर और यार ये तस्वीर किसी जा रहा है सो भी नहीं रहा है ये देखो कंप्यूटर विंडो ओके विंडो प्रोसेसिंग लोड ओके ओके प्रोसेसिंग लोड एंड कंप्यूटर दिस इज ए कंप्यूटर वायर जंग लगा हुआ है इसके यार ठीक है देखो तो जंग लगा हुआ है इसके यार आप अच्छी तरीके से सपोर्ट किया करो ना यार अभी 2-3 दिन से आप अच्छी तरीके से सपोर्ट नहीं कर रहे यार करो यार प्लीज ओके ओके यार देखो this is a problem fixing at stage 101 27 see a switch of the computer of this computer okay on this is a problem a board okay is not on auto repairing this a PC okay and this is a problem repairing automatic repair off the screen and open the computer okay wait कर लेते हैं okay okay इसे problem fix okay bye bye take care bye bye